Another thing that is mentioned by Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre is that there's one mediator. In material reality, there are multiple things. That is what defines the material world. Is if it can be divided, if you can take something and divide it up, either in actuality or even in just the abstract, then this is something that we can say is material. I think that's probably the best definition I've heard of matter, is something that is divisible. The spiritual world or the immaterial world has to be the exact opposite then. It must be unity. It must be united in all its facets. And so there's only one mediator between God and man, and that is Christ. And that is why, again, we invoke his name. We say he sits at the right hand of the Father. We ask for his mercy. We ask him to hear our prayers. That is all present here in the Gloria. So you might ask yourself, and I know Protestants will say, oh, that's why there can't be popes, there can't be bishops, blah, 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 blah. No, there's one mediator, Christ, and everything is united with him. There's one pope, one bishop, one priest, it's all Christ, but there are multiple modalities, there are multiple forms in which Christ is able to take on earth. For example, when the priest is performing his proper duty as a priest and Mass, he is in the altar Christus, that is Christ there at the altar. When the Pope speaks ex cathedra, that is to say when he is not speaking as a man, but he's speaking with the authority of God, that is Christ speaking. The Pope is merely loaning his voice to Christ. It is just Christ vicariously using these material instruments in their various forms for his kingship, for the sake of his kingship. So everything that is united to Christ is going to be the mediator between God and man. And that also implies that there's only one religion. And Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre makes this very clear. There's only one religion that can save us. Only one religion that Christ is going to use to bring man to God. And of course, that is the religion we call the Catholic Church. Everyone who is saved must be Catholic, either explicitly or if in their invincible ignorance they are implicitly Catholic. And so to be Catholic and to be is the only means through which we can receive grace and to be saved, because that is there's only one Christ, and that Christ is one with his church. Christ often says that the church is his bride. So people think that the church must be external to Christ. The church must be distinct from Christ or something like that. But that's not the case. Christ said that in marriage the two people become one flesh. They're united in this comprehensive unity. And that is the case with Christ and the church. Christ is the church, and the church is Christ, so long as the church is operating within the bounds that it was supposed to operate. The church, of course, says something about climate change, or I have to add this disclaimer because of unfortunately, the church today has not often done its job properly, and therefore it can be, we can prescind from some of these things when the church doesn't do its, or acts in ways that are beyond its capacity, or against sometimes what it's intended to do. But it remains clear, remains very poignant that there is one religion, one mediator, one pope, one priest, and that is Christ. And everything, even us, we must be united to Christ, be saved.